Howdy folks, TJ here. What's better than baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, Atari Falcon? Come check out what I'm playing around with. Kind of a first time. I purchased it back in the 1990s, brought it home. This is what I see. What the heck do I do? I'm just going to go through some of the basics as if I'm exploring it for the first time. After I eat my hot dogs, I don't have any apple pie, but maybe I can work on that later. Hold tight. Sorry I had to eat my hot dogs first. I was hungry for lunch. What do you like on your dogs? There's days I like just mustard dogs. Bun always has to be steamed, like at a baseball park. There's days that I don't mind ketchup on it. Today it was everything. Ketchup, mustard, and cut up pickles or relish. But we're here to talk about the Falcon. In my last video, which was a long time ago, I did an unboxing and a first, I think, quick test of my Falcon. And I am now ready to play in depth. And I want to step back in time as if I just purchased this in the 1990s. Having already owned Ataris for many years, kind of know the general works of the operating system and jam and all that. But we're going to kind of play dumb on some things. Other things, I'm literally being dumb because I haven't done it for so long. But equipped with the manual, I set up my Falcon. I have the book, the mouse connected. I've got it connected to the VGA dongle on the back. This monitor is an LCD, and it has a VGA port. So that's why I'm using it. I've got a number of VGA displays, but they were packed up, and I didn't have room to put a super big, bulky monitor on here. So for this, and it'll look better on the video anyway, we're going to use an LCD, and I've got everything connected, power cord. So one of the first things that you should typically do, at least for my 8-bit days, so if I was purchasing the Atari after having owned a Mega ST2 and then previous to that an Atari 800, I would have known to make a backup of your floppy. So this computer came with the manual, came with a number of floppies. I'll show you what I received from B&C. Now, what actually was packed inside the Atari Falcon box at the time, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing the manual, mouse, power cord, the basics. But I do have the Falcon language disc number 1, which is the one I need to make a backup of. He also gave me Atari Works Disc 1 and 2 with the original. I'm guessing these were kind of the original that came packed. Does it say Falcon on here at all? 1993, but it doesn't say Falcon, but it says Atari Works Disc 1 and 2. He also gave me, it looks like it was updated to version 1.2 of Atari Works. So I have that. That, since it's got 2 discs, I'm guessing it's going to need to be installed on a hard drive, which this doesn't currently have. So I'm not going to play with Atari Works today. Today is just going to be a general turning it on, going, ooh, look at this. What do I do? There's also Speedo GDOS. I don't think in the day I ever got to the point where I did any Speedo. I didn't wear Speedos. I didn't do Speedo GDOS, any of that. I was a Mega 2 person. And I don't recall ever getting to that point. I think my original Mega ST2 was only ROM 1.02. It wasn't the Rainbow 1.04. I do have that on my current one. So yeah, I had NeoDisc 2, I think. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and power it up as if I'm turning it on. Everything connected. I'm excited. Came home. Told the wife, because at that time I was married, I purchased a Falcon. So let's go ahead and turn on the monitor. Now, sometimes modern monitors, may be a little weird. You have to do adjustments and stuff on them. I don't think I've used my Falcon on this particular TV before. We'll see. But I'm connected via VGA at this point. So no signal. Let's go ahead and turn it on. 3, 2, 1. Fan on, light on. Atari! Oh, I forgot to put a floppy in. Normally, it's best to put a floppy in. I didn't. I should have. So I may turn it off and put it back in. Oh, it's going through the memory. Let's just see what it boots up to. TJ didn't put the floppy in back then. He was just ready to play, so he slapped it in. So it is going through memory test. Hey, this has got 4 megabytes of memory, which is cool. Now, did the Falcon also get shipped with just only 2 and 4 was an upgrade? I don't remember. To tell you the truth, I never purchased a Falcon back in the day. Memory test complete. Now, what's neat about this is I can connect, external, I believe, speakers to this. There's a lot of other stuff. There's a DSP port. All type of things we'll get to explore at some point. I'm going to check the camera to just make sure that this video, at least the screen, is kind of coming in somewhat legible. It looks like it. It looks okay. The other day I was making a recording and I looked beautiful, but the screen was all fuzzy. Okay, so it booted up. Now this looks nice and crisp. Now if I had an Atari monochrome at the time, it would have been nice and crisp, but mono. Color, you had the whopping 640 by 200 medium resolution on an ST. It wouldn't have looked as beautiful as this. This looks really freaking good. The mouse, this has got to be obviously the low resolution. Now I don't know if this floppy, well there is no floppy. This is how it would have booted up in the day, I guess, off of ROM. And I'm not going to double click on anything, but let's just click. I would be excited, so I'd start going, okay, what's disk? And the neat thing with the Atari TOS, at least this one, you just move the cursor up there and it automatically drops down a menu. So let's click on Desk Info. GEM, Graphic Environment Manager, TOS, Atari, copyright 1985 to 93. Oh, 93 was a cool year still, but it was starting to get a little sad because I think we already started seeing writing on the wall that our Ataris, our Amigas, our non-Apple, our non-PC world was starting to diminish a little bit. But anyway, all rights reserved, click OK. File, you've got open and format floppy. View, you've got show icons and show text as text. Sort by name, date, size, type, no sort, size to fit, and set color and style. Let's click on that. I don't think I'm familiar with that. Okay, so set color and style for the desktop or Windows. So you can, the Windows white, the desktop looks blue. Now, if I wanted to change that, how about if I want a darker blue? Okay. Hey, look at that. I did it. That's beautiful. This screen looks really nice with this. Let's go back to view, set color. What blue was it on? It was probably on that blue. But there's, all sorts of color. 16 to be exact. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So this is a low resolution that we're looking at. And you can change the window color also as well. So let's just click OK, change it back. Oh, no, I don't think it was that color. That doesn't look, that looks too light. What color was I on? That one? That looks good. Okay. Options, you've got install icons, install devices, set prefs. Let's just go look at that. So it looks like file confirmation required for file deletes, copies, and overwrite. And so those are all on yes. Videos, we'll go back to set video because I'm sure that's going to change all sorts of stuff on the screen. Read INF file, and desktop configuration, and save desktop. So anytime you made like a change and you opened a window and did something and you want to save it to where it comes up that way all the time, you want to save desktop at the end so it remembers it. Let's go to desktop configuration. Set default directory, top window, set input for parameter, file name. So there's some stuff here. I'm not going to go through everything, but if I was playing back then, I would have tinkered with all this stuff. I would have grabbed my user manual and I would have read and tried to get familiar with what's going on. For now, let's just go ahead and clear. It does say system-free memory, so that's cool if you ever need to see. And so let's go to set video. So set video display. Colors, it's on 16 right now. So would that have been normal back then? Let's click on it and see what options. There's 4, 16, 256, and true color. Now, can a VGA do all these, or was true color only for... Because there is an RF port on the back of this, I think. Isn't there? Yeah, there is. To connect to a TV, which I believe I've done before. So I'm not familiar with the 256 and true color. Do you need to be in a particular resolution for those? I don't know. But let's hit true color and see what happens. This may not be good. I don't have a floppy in there to overwrite, so that's fine. True color. Okay. We'll stay with 40 column. Let's just click OK. Screen goes gray, and it's blinking. That's not a good sign. So maybe on this particular thing, well, the screen just flickered. Oh shit! Things look different. Now the whole screen is kind of filled in a little bit differently now. So this is supposedly, at least on this display, true color. Everything looks a little bit bigger. Can we do true color? There is no 80 column, so it's got to be 40. So let's change this to 256 and click OK. Now this may be very basic. If you're a very knowledgeable Atari Falcon person, you're bored. So this video is probably not for you unless you're just trying to rekindle your experience of going, that's how I felt back in those days. This is all fresh and new. I didn't have no damn 256 color on my Mega 2 ST. I didn't have no true color. I'm truly excited about this. So set video. So that everything looks expanded now. So I don't know if I go back to 16, if everything's going to shrink or now... well, actually, let's see. Was there any... Oh, I could go to 80 on that. Let's hit 80. I don't know. Is this going to make it a medium resolution? What's going to go on? Everything. You've got more pixels going on now. Well, it's still a 640 by 480, though, right? For VGA. So, it's thinking. Okay, everything looks a little bit different. And I've got more desktop real estate now. So, I'm in an 80 column mode. But again, everything is kind of stretched out to the length of the screen now. Set video. Let's go back to 16 color. And then we'll check out those compatibility mode things. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know what the heck that is. So everything takes a little bit. So if you're the nervous type that goes, what's going on? What's happening? You'd get nervous a little bit because it's thinking, it's doing. So apparently... So 80, 16 color, okay, looks peachy keen. And if I wanted to go to 40 and go to a 4 color, we're just playing around here. Let's just see what the hell happens. Can this VGA connection handle all these things that I'm throwing at it? I've never been beyond 640 by 480 on an Atari. And that was monochrome at the time. I'd never did. Well, everything's vibrant and big and bold now. Wow, look at that. Okay, cool. Let's check out some compatibility modes. Okay, set screen, ST low, ST medium. So I don't know if this is built in here where you need to go to this if you're going to play a particular game that is ST specific, that needs to be low, medium, or high. I don't know. Let's hit high. High normally means monochrome in my world of Atari Mega 2 ST. So let's click OK and see what the heck it does. This is all very interesting to me. I have not experienced this before, so. A screen black. Oh, everything's, there's a lot more going on. Oh, so it's a monochrome. Look at that. Okay, so it's emulating, I guess, a monochrome setup. That's cool. Go back to video. Let's go to compatibility modes. ST low. Okay. And we'll make this the last one, and then we're going to stick the floppy in there, because I want to make a backup of this floppy that I didn't put in to go through those motions like I'm doing this for the first time. Oh, everything's big. 640 by 40 at 60 hertz. It looks really nice. I mean, it looks wonderful. Okay, cool. So I think that's it. You know, if I wanted to say, if I basically had a floppy in there and I wanted to save what I'm in, I believe you would save, and then when you boot up again and stick that floppy in, it remembers it. But let's go ahead and stick in. Let's turn off the computer first. I'm going to go off camera here for a second. My nose is starting to run. You probably see me picking it. Allergies are bad. So I don't have a backup of Atari Falcon language disk. So let's stick it in. Now, to the best of my knowledge, this should be 1.4 megabyte floppy drive, but the floppy I'm sticking in there is just a regular double density. I don't remember if as this boots up, let's make sure it comes up with a memory thing. Okay, good. Table of contents. Let's just look at a little of the beginning. Sometimes letting you know. I sat up and read this in bed a long time ago when I first got it. It was exciting. Introduction, congratulations on your purchase of your Atari computer. The Falcon 030 is a state-of-the-art personal computer offering uncompromised performance and affordability, combining a fast microprocessor architecture with digital signal processing and true color graphic capabilities. The Falcon 030 is an ideal platform for today's applications, such as multimedia, desktop publishing, graphic arts, games, and educational software. I saw something about F-Patch. I wasn't looking at the screen. So is this a stock floppy, or did B&C stick this floppy in when they were setting up my computer and add something to it? I don't know. I wouldn't know that. And he probably wouldn't know that at this point. I hear the floppy whirring. I'm watching the screen just to see what the heck comes up. It's got the bee on there, the busy bee. Oh, look at that! Holy smolies! Now, there is no hard drive in here, so this tells me that B&C must have connected a hard drive to this and had the floppy in and did a save desktop at some point, because I know this doesn't have a hard drive in it. So, but look at this. It's got like 3D looking floppy A and B. It's got 3 partitions supposedly, or 3 hard drives, probably partitions of whatever Bruce was using. A trash can. Trash can looks brilliant. Everything else looks the same. But let's keep reading a little bit, and then we'll continue on. Your Falcon 030 is available with the following standard features and options: 16 megahertz, 68030. So it's got the same processor as the TT, but a slower one. It says 16 megahertz versus 32, I believe. 32 megahertz Motorola 56001 digital signal processor, DSP, which the TT does not have. 1 megabyte, 4 megabyte, or 14 megabyte of random access memory, RAM. Interesting. So they supposedly sold a 1 megabyte version. I've got the 4 megabyte version, and there's a 14 megabyte version. So is mine, if it's 4 megabyte, is that 4 megabyte on the motherboard, or is there a slot? Does it come automatically with 1, and then there's a little RAM card of some type plugged in to give you 4? I did purchase from a gentleman a 14 megabyte upgrade, Michael Grove. Hi, Michael, if you watch this video. So I don't know. Will that replace the 4 megabyte? I don't know. Things to find out later. Video color palette of a bajillion colors, I'm just going to say. A 1.44 megabyte PC compatible floppy. An array of ports. I'm not going to read off all of them. But yeah, it's all exciting. It basically, says how to use the manual, how to get started. So we'll put that up. So I need to make a copy of this. So if I remember right, I can click on this. Look how they did that. See how the little yellow folder popped up. I didn't have that on my damn Mega 2 ST. That's cool. I need to, again, check. This is a whole new camera setup for me. It looks clear. So cool. So drag A onto B. That's what I would have done if I was a Mega 2 ST owner. So I'm going to do a drag over. Oh no, I need to format a floppy first. Halt the presses. Slow down. Okay. A floppy. It's a double density, which looks to be the same as this. We're going to stick that in. And we're going to do a file format floppy. Double-sided. What are we going to call this? Falcon? That looks good to me. Okay. Go for it. Busy bees up. That is incrementing over. So as it's doing that, are you having fun? You're over at TJ's house. I just purchased the Mega 2 ST. You came over, and you own an Amiga, and you're jealous now? I'm joking. I like all computers. But, I'm glad that back in the day, they still came with a book. I love hard copy books. This is not super speedy, but it's floppy. I love good old floppies. What's interesting is the Falcon doesn't have an ACSI, or I call it AXI hard drive port like all my other Ataris. And even with the SCSI port, it's got, I believe, a SCSI 2, which is the little smaller version of the cable. I'm pretty sure I've got a cable someplace around the house that's a SCSI 2. And I've got plenty of SCSI drives, like a SideQuest I can connect up to it. So eventually I may do that, but I do have a internal drive that I'm going to be putting in here at some point with extra memory. So this is all very cool. Excuse my coughing, but allergies. So this is going to be a longer video. Again, this is maybe a little dry, but I try to throw a little humor and excitement in the mix to just show you what's going on. You're over at my house. We just had hot dogs. You had hot dogs too. What did you have in your hot dog again? Just mustard? My wife doesn't like hot dogs. And when I say I'm cooking tonight and I'm doing hot dogs, she doesn't even want to come home. Okay, drive A. Cursor's back. Looks good. Continue. Okay, cancel. So now I've got a clean floppy ready to go. Okay, let's stick this back in. This, by the way, says Rev H. So I'm going to drag onto B. I want to make a copy. Okay, copy. Now, don't hit format. You don't want to format your freaking main thing from A to B. That looks good. And we're going to click OK. Floppy being accessed. Busy B up. It is now copying, I'm guessing this to memory of some kind. And then it's going to slap it on the new floppy. I want to have a backup of this in case my main floppy bites the dust. And at this age, you never know. So far, so good. Now, I've got to say, moving up from the Mega 2 ST at the time, I would have been going, holy crap, oh, look at this video. It's so nice and tight and crisp and colorful. I would have been blown away. And having had to use PCs at work, I would have been excited because at work, we were already using 640 by 480 or more. So having this and the tight, crisp graphics and color would have been pretty exciting in my book still. I never got to explore any VME expansions or the Megabus expansions with video cards that had higher resolutions. None of that did I get to experience firsthand. I saw people that had it, but not me. So it's at the end. Please insert disk B. So I would wait till the floppy over here stops and slip in my blank one. Click OK. Now it's going to copy. And then after this, we'll go ahead and reboot. We'll see how the computer boots up. And then maybe we'll do a save desktop with it in a medium resolution. Now, I don't know, will medium resolution have these pretty big, flamboyant 3D looking icons, or will it change? I don't know. But it looks good to me, and I like the color combination. Now, as it's doing this, on my TT, that will be a computer I really do want to explore expanding. I want to get on that one a VME graphics card of some kind, because I'd like to play around with desktop publishing again on it, and having the bigger real estate would be fun. On the Falcon, I'm going to slap more memory in and an internal drive. But I don't think I'm going to explore any of the CPU upgrade devices. Although there is one that stays 68030 but ups it to like 50 megahertz or 40 megahertz. A gentleman I see that has this little upgrade that you can do. I may explore that one. That one looks like a plug and play, not having to change your power supply, not 68060 and all these other things. I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that with the Falcon. The TT, I think I'm going to be a little bit more liberal on and adjust. Probably hear my dogs barking in the background. But we're getting close to the end. I want to basically save the desktop in maybe a configuration that gives me a little bit more real estate. And then we'll call this video a wrap. At this point, it's been hours. I've read my book. I got excited. I made a backup of my floppy. And I'm starting to set up the computer the way I like it. And then future videos will be Atari Works and exploring that for the first time. Looks like we're almost done. Getting to the end. Okay. It looks like it's done. It just went back to a cursor. So I'm guessing I don't click OK again. I'm going to cancel out of this. Now, I'm just going to double click on this. See, it does not exist. I'm going to remove these. So to remove a bogus icon on your desktop, highlight and remove desktop icon. I don't need these because I don't have these on here. So let's remove them. Now let's just go ahead and save desktop like this. See what it does. Please insert disk A. No, I don't want to do that. That's this one. So I'm just gonna restart. And we're gonna boot up from this other floppy. Technically, it should have everything on there. So turn off. Because I don't want to change this floppy even if B&C Computer Visions apparently utilize this floppy at some point. So let's see, what was this one in what? Maybe this one wasn't here. See how it boots up. I've got the floppy and it is lit up. It's memory test. I had forgot this had 4 megabyte. So that's pretty cool. The first Atari that I've ever owned that was more than 2. I went from Atari 800 in 1980 to 87. Then a Mega 2 ST, which had 2 megabyte. And then I left. Memory test complete. Is the floppy... I don't see the floppy doing anything, but it's thinking. There's always this little bit of a pause. I hear the floppy now. And this light is lighting up over here. Busy bee up. And I'm going to guess those 3 hard drive icons are going to be on there because that's what I copied. I'm going to have to remove them and then save. Oh, it's loading up all sorts of stuff going on here. Yep, there they are. Okay, so highlight, remove. I could probably draw. Let's see if this works. Draw a bubble over them. Yeah, cool. Let's go ahead and just save desktop now and see what it does. Okay, it's writing back to the floppy, so that's cool. I want to change the resolution, though. Let's see what... now, on this, I'm guessing... Do I just go to this and select... let's select 256 colors on an 80 column, which looked like it was kind of a medium resolution to me, because I don't want to do any of these compatibility things. Let's click OK. Now it's thinking. Screen got bigger. Or filled in more of the screen. So far, this monitor has been playing semi-nice with this Falcon. Busy bee. Yeah, look, it retained it. So look at all this desktop real estate. Now, I prefer my trash over to the right. Let's move the trash can over here. And I'm fine with A and B as they are. So let's save desktop one more time. Then we're going to reboot. And if it boots up this screen, we're done for the day. We've done everything. And then me and my buddy and you are going to go play some games at this point. Because we've done what we came to do. So let's go ahead and turn it off. Wait a second. You don't want to turn off these old boxes and flick it right back on. Be a little patient. Us old people, like old computers, need to slow down a little bit and then turn it on. Now let's see if it boots up to this. And if it does, we're good and golden. And that will be my first video in quite a while on my Falcon 030. Setting it up the way I like it. What am I going to do next? I think I'm going to... you know, I've never played a game on the Falcon. I don't know how I'm going to... If ST compatibility again will let me play some ST games. I'll have to explore that. But yeah, I've never done much on an Atari Falcon before. I owned one before. I just started tinkering with it before I had to sell it. We'll say it that way. And I moved on from it. And then this is the first time really diving back in and getting more familiar with it. As you can see, well, you probably can't. I've got multiple, if you've been watching my channel, multiple, F-patch, what, mouse accelerator. To me, would mouse accelerator have come on a Falcon floppy before? I'm going to say no. So I have a feeling that's something B&C put on there, but I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it's booting up properly. I really do need to get a hard drive in here. One day, soon. Beautiful. So there we go. Let's just, you know, I don't think we ever opened up. Let's just quickly explore. So we can So everything's now I'm seeing an anomaly. You can see I've lost the F over here, and so this is probably just a monitor thing. I'm going to have to modify. So let's go to menu, picture. Let's go down to PC settings. Oh. Horizontal position looks okay, but vertical position looks off. So we're gonna. Oh no, it's right. Vertical position was fine. It's the horizontal position. So let's go back up, and we need to go right. See how I'm shimmying everything over? Probably went a little too far in that. That looks good. Okay, menu out of it. Now I don't know if this screen will remember this for the next time, or if I'm going to have to do this every time. But anyway, let's open this up. Let's just see what's on here. Auto, CPX, HDX, H install, auto folder. Got a clock. TLK talk clock. I guess it talks to you. Interesting. I think I remember that. I think let's just what's lines? Let's just double click on one program and see what it does. Then we'll call this a wrap. Oh, okay, cool. Look at those lines. Those are pretty. Okay, cool. So that's the video. Thanks for playing and enjoying a little Atari day here at my house. Got my Atari shirt on. Got the Atari Falcon. Had some hot dogs. I mean, what could be better? Oh, beer. Let's add some beer to the equation next time. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great, I got a cough, week. Bye.